when people read your book, what's your takeaway? What do you want them to take away?
I want them to take away that everybody has something that they have to struggle with in life. It's a journey. Whatever your thing is between you and God, but He can liberate you.
Yes.
And He can make you whole, and He can save you and change your life.
Yes. Welcome, Miss Jeannine, and if you want to go ahead and open up in prayer for us, go right ahead.
Yeah, Lord, thank you for bringing us thus far. We ask you to bless everything that our hands touches and to glorify your kingdom, Lord. It's all about you, and we thank you for Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for joining me today, Miss Jeannine. You look so beautiful.
So do you.
Yeah, you do. You know. So thank you for joining the Pieces on the Pages podcast. And just want to kind of talk to you a little bit about your book, Smellalicious. And you published it when?
I published it in 2018.
Okay, 2018. Okay, and I also have, you told me that you love plants.
Yes.
I wish I could. I don't have the green thumb, and so I just don't even fool with them at all.
Well, when I was younger, about 19, I knew someone that had a lot of them. So I started asking them how did they make it happen.
Oh, okay.
And so you kind of pay attention to them.
Yeah.
If they're drooping, something's wrong. So you just pay attention to them. So some of them like more light, some like less, some like more water, some like less. Mine even have a humidifier because I have a lot of tropical plants too.
Oh,
so you just learn things to take care of them.
Okay, well, that's good information.
I'm not pretty good. I'm not good with those lily things. Those I don't do well with those, but I'm pretty good.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
Yeah.
my mom has a beautiful, she used to have her garden. It was beautiful. Her beautiful plants. So she has a green thumb, my aunt's, but I just don't have it.
You just got to pay attention.
But
to them.
I'm maybe I'll get me one and try to nurture it and keep it alive.
Yeah, water once a week.
Once a week, okay. And try to keep it in the sun and just try to remember because they're like, humans to me.
They are, and if you see, they're alive.
Yeah.
They do have life in them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I also have that you are married. You've been married for 17 years. Beautiful. That's wonderful. That's beautiful.
What God can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
through humans, if they allow Him to, work through them.
Well, as I said in my book, Latanya, my track record was very bad because of my upbringing, as far as relationships.
Yeah.
And it's not a fault game or blame game. It was more of a God teaching me how to understand life more and understand Him more. And He's the creator of everything.
Yes.
So as we tap into Him, He started cleaning stuff up.
Yeah.
Those strongholds that the enemy set up when we were younger and didn't have the skills,
Right.
So
That's true.
But He did. He told me I had to change my thinking about relationships before He brought my husband to my life.
Yes.
And He did after about a year and a half. And my husband is a blessed and saved and anointed, very strong, steadfast. So that was really good for me.
For you, yes.
So we've been together. We put us together, and what He brought together, can't nobody
years.
separate.
That's awesome. Awesome. You have 3 children and 11 grandchildren. That's beautiful.
I have 12. I lost one. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
I lost one in 2000, 2 years ago, to a tragic car accident. She was 23.
Oh, okay.
I want to
Sorry hear
say
that.
I've been through some other things. That was the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced, but God brought us through that. So we're feeling better, a little better about that.
Yeah. Because God, that is, it's unimaginable. You know what I mean? And with God, we can come through it. So I want to talk to you today. I read your book. It's very interesting, and it was very insightful, and some information in there. I was like, oh, okay, because sometimes we're not familiar with a particular subject, and so your book, Smellalicious. In one of the questions that you talk about your adolescence in your book, and you said that in your adolescent years, it was supposed to be a wonderful time of growing and discovering, but you talk about this affliction that you had, and because of this affliction that you had, it wouldn't allow you to grow in a healthy manner. So did you want to kind of elaborate on that?
Yes, I noticed, I guess about adolescence that, when I would, take a shower in the morning or something like that, and do my normal lotion, deodorant, and stuff. But after like so many hours, I would just have this sweat and this smell. And I mean, in my own strength, I tried to fight it and see what I could do. I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? And tried all kind of. I found out that things with the most chemicals made it worse.
Oh, okay. Chemicals like perfume or...
a lot of the major brands that have a lot of different chemicals in. I had to start going more natural. But of course, as a teenager, I couldn't work that out.
Right.
And then in my household, there was a lot of mixed messages.
Okay.
So I had a very loving mom, a very loving dad, but we had issues. And so I didn't feel like they had the energy or the strength to try to help me. So I thought I had to deal with it by myself.
Yeah.
So it was just something that was just debilitating because it was like, well, what am I doing wrong? And I had no idea, no clue. Yeah. So I tried everything that I knew. Yeah. And even until my adulthood, I still struggled with it. Yeah. And it just made life hard. I mean, it made me feel like I wasn't good enough. Yeah. Like I was afflicted and I was like being punished or. And
you didn't have anyone to go to and talk to. No.
I had people probably, my mom probably would have, but I never even,
Oh, you didn't share?
She had enough. She had enough going on.
And you didn't share because you didn't feel comfortable, or you just, what prevented you?
I was just an unhappy, miserable child, and
you didn't feel comfortable with talking to just like, I don't, maybe grandma,
I didn't have any grandparents.
Oh, okay.
And my aunts,
or friends.
On my father's side, I wasn't close to any of my aunts. They weren't very close. On my mother's side, most of her family was deceased, and so I didn't have anybody like grandparents. None of that. I didn't have any of that.
Okay.
I had a grandfather on my mother's side that did a lot of good things for us, but he wasn't the one to take that
to talk to.
Yeah.
Because I did read, like, even during your years, you decided to go to school, and you graduated, you got a degree, and because of this affliction, you didn't even think that you were worth getting a degree.
The affliction, and I worked hard for that degree.
Yeah,
with 3 kids.
Yes.
But the thing was, coming up in my household, I was pretty much like the bad one. They called the black sheep.
Okay.
Now they call them the truth teller.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay.
So, but because of that, my self-image was just already damaged. Okay. So the affliction made it worse.
Okay.
So I just never thought I was good enough. I mean, I felt like everybody in my family was excelling, and even though I tried hard and did things, but my self-esteem was just shot. You wouldn't know it if you knew me because I would try to play it off a lot,
right.
But deep inside, I was dying. I was self-destructive, very self-destructive.
Yeah, but you did accomplish. That's huge, though, to get a degree. So you did accomplish. That's something major.
And I worked full time, and I took care of 3 kids.
And you raised your children, and that's an accomplishment.
Of course it is. Now I can accept it.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't feel like like none of that because of what was going on inside of you.
I was internally scarred, and I just felt like nothing I did was good enough. I had the things before me to push to excel, and I wanted to be better, and I knew, I guess that deep God inside of me knew that it was something better, but I didn't know how to get it other than keep trying, but I just felt awful about myself. Yeah. So when you feel bad about yourself, it kind of emanates to everything else around you.
Yeah. And so, maybe explain to me maybe what would a day look like for you as far as this issue? So what would, you get up in the morning or the night, would you take a shower at nighttime and take a shower in the morning time too?
Yeah, and then also I'm one of them people that probably would take a shower 3 or 4 times a day if I could.
Only because
of the sweating.
I just sweating.
And the sweating was it was not just in this area. It was also in my face and head, all that.
Okay.
All that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
which caused the odor.
It did.
The sweat, which caused the odor.
Yeah. So when normal people sweat, it would be fine. When I sweat, it had odor to it. It was like a pungent, and it was something like, what am I doing? You know? So that's another thing, shampoos, and then I started learning that perfumes, you know. Then
would just
and
set
then
it
also at 13 I started drinking,
Okay.
which I have a long history in my family line of alcoholism. But I didn't know that when I was younger.
Yeah.
But so you got that little gene, you touch that little gene, you're already in trouble, but you don't know it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so I started drinking to try to, you know, escape things and, you know. Well, we thought it at one time, so like we thought it was like maybe, oh, it's fun to, you know, get high and all that kind of stuff. Thank God alcohol and marijuana were my two things. Thank God I never got hooked on anything else. But I did try other things.
Yeah.
But through the grace of God, you know.
Yeah.
Because of some of the things I saw around, but alcohol, it took me on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So I started using alcohol to cope. But if I get up in the morning, say, for example, I get up in the morning, I take a shower, okay? So I'm fresh as a daisy. So say I go to school maybe a couple hours now, I'm noticing. So, you know, when you feel like something is wrong with you, you notice it probably before somebody else would notice it.
Yeah, you notice it first.
Yeah. So now I'm like, oh boy. But I'm in school, so I can't go home right now. You know?
And what can I can't do anything about it really.
Yeah, so then I started, like, you know, buying certain kind of wipes, you know, and sometimes I'll take a wet washcloth and, you know, keep it in my little purse, whatever, and with soap and all that, and wash. But that would only be temporary. It was just nothing was really. I found out something else about, I don't think the stress in my life was helping either.
Oh, that would.
I had a lot of stress.
A
lot of stress. So,
yeah, that would.
So I would just kind of just do what I had to do to get through the day, and you know, it made me become a extreme people pleaser.
Yeah,
you know, trying to be accepted.
I saw that. Yeah,
I had a tough side. You know, that, like, for example, hated bullies, and I would be a bully's worst enemy because I was so just. I believe in justice so strongly, but at the same time, because I didn't feel good about myself. I became a major people pleaser to be accepted.
Yeah.
And so I would just go through the day and do what I had to do. And most of the time at home, that was the last place I wanted to be.
Oh, you're home.
So I did everything I could to avoid home. I mean, I had to go home, but I didn't feel accepted there. It wasn't their fault. It was me.
It was you.
It was a lot of dynamics. Yeah. Well, I just didn't feel accepted there. So I come home, do what I had to do, and then I'm
back out.
Yeah.
And so you also experience people just saying things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure in your younger years, it was, you know, because young people can.
Really cruel.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, older people can too.
Yeah.
They can. You know, they can.
And it
worse.
hurts. Older people, it hurts. It's like a jab, like a cut. You know what I mean? When they say things, you know.
But guess what the beautiful thing is? As I gave my life to Christ and He started healing me, He started building up a resistance inside that cared more about what He thought.
Yes.
Than what man thought.
Yeah.
So that.
If we could all get there.
But it took me a
long time. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to, because writing this book, Latanya, not only did it show my growth and my journey with this, but it liberated me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I took something that I tried to hide all my life and said, hey, take it.
Yeah.
Whatever, however you feel about it, this is it.
And
it totally liberated me. I mean, seriously.
But so I know in your younger years you didn't know much about it, and so at what point in your life were you able to like have a conversation about your affliction or your situation?
Maybe around 18 or 19.
Okay,
I started
so you were
throwing it out with my sisters and they said, "Well, we don't notice something." It was the craziest thing.
So they didn't notice, but you knew that it was there, and other people knew that it was there.
You know what? On a spiritual level, now that I look at it, because even now I struggle sometimes, but on a spiritual level, it's like if the enemy knows you have something, he'll just keep poking arrows at it. So he'll use whoever.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't even remember what they said.
Right.
But I heard it.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I'm not, you know, disabled to the point that I don't know what I'm hearing.
Right.
So he would just, for them particular moments and people, they would say things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it would just...
I'd be like, oh, God.
Mess you all the way up.
I was already messed up.
Right.
It was like pouring gasoline into that, you know, more gasoline into that fire that was already burning inside.
Yeah. Because, so there was a question that I saw in your book that I wanted to, you talked about At one point in your life, you described your soul as being wounded. And I saw that. I was like, wow, how many people can say that? A lot. And so, can you describe the pain and the emotions that that you were carrying this time? Because a wounded soul it's not a good place to be in.
Well, again, for maybe adolescence to my 40s.
That
I had a wounded
okay.
soul, and I think it started before then in my household, because different roles that you take on in a household, and mine was the scapegoat.
Yeah.
So it's not anybody's fault. I understand that,
You
but I
accept
was
it,
just wounded, had a wounded soul, and I felt that I should be punished. I felt that I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I felt that my family didn't love me. I felt like my mom and dad didn't love me. I felt like, how could God love me? And if
Give
he
me
did,
this.
how could I suffer with something like this?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just made me a major people pleaser. So it's again, it's real crazy because I have such a strong side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
but,
if you saw that, you'll be like, well, she not,
yeah,
but
but
inside,
yeah.
inside I was like drowning in sorrow.
Eating, just
And
eating because
so
you didn't have anybody to help you though.
that's what people say, but I think that maybe if I would have reached out more, but I didn't even think I even pretty deserved that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I didn't know where to go or where to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, right.
My
right.
parents had me in counseling, and it just was
So
a lot of.
when you went to counseling, did you talk about your affliction?
No, because when I went to counseling, I was in a group counseling section. And no, I don't want to share that with them.
Oh,
no,
okay.
because before I got to go to counseling, I get to take a shower, so I'm fresh. So they don't got to know about that. They're not going to be around me long enough for the 2 or 3 hours to manifest itself. You know what I mean?
And so, what did you talk about in counseling, though? So you went to counseling. So what did you share, though? What
In
were
counseling,
some of
I
the things?
shared that I was with a group of young ladies, and we all were like the misfits of our family.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about some of the dynamics in our family of being blamed for everything and nah. And then they decided that the counseling session decided, well, when anybody in family has issues, it's a whole family thing. Because they always made me feel like it was just me. So when they brought my whole family together, some kind of way, everybody talked, and it still came back to me. So in my mind.
Nothing, yeah.
So because dynamics of a household,
Yeah.
I found, have to find ways to cope with life and situations. And everybody takes on a role. And they get stuck in that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my sisters and I'll say maybe in the last 10 years, have navigated a lot of our stuff from coming up. And we're in our 60s and,
Yeah.
but it's never too late.
Right. No, it's never too late. Yeah.
So we talked about just the dynamics of being, blamed for everything, that kind of stuff. I was
Yeah.
like 12, 13.
Yeah. When you went to your counseling, and how long did you go?
Probably for about, I want to say 6 months.
Oh, okay.
It was
Okay.
it was a really good
So
thing. Yeah.
okay. So it helped you somewhat, not particularly in that area of what you were dealing with, but
What Constant taught me was that I wasn't the only one that had problems.
okay.
That's what I took from that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, but
throughout
it's
my
still-
life, I've been through constant, even as an adult for myself, to keep
Yeah.
working out things from
that's
my
good.
childhood and my wounded past.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot people don't like to go and talk about their their issues, their problems. They want to go counseling for what? They can't help you. That's what people think.
And something else people say, well, if you're a child of God, then why go to counseling? Because God showed me that I'm first. And if I lead you to something, you go to it. So he's led me to books.
Yeah.
He's led me to counseling.
Yeah.
He has people say things to me.
Yeah.
He's talked to my spirit.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes
Yeah,
to heal this little wounded little girl of yours, okay? And I'm open to say, okay, God.
Yes, and you have to be open.
And my life continues
Yeah.
to evolve
Yes.
and shine because
Yeah.
I surrender. I'm like,
Yeah.
It don't
And you
take me
talk
too
about-
long to surrender now.
Yeah. And so did God? You heard God tell you, write your thoughts down, write your life down, put it in the book.
He said, I want you to stop. He said, I said, because he had taken me through so many things. I said, well, God, why do I still got to deal with this? Like, what? He said, look, my grace is sufficient, of course,
Yeah.
and your weakness, I'm strong. And he does show up the best when and I like here he come again, God. Okay, Jesus answered the door, but it's like I'm like, because God got me.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
you believe that.
yeah,
Because you have to believe that God got you. And so that's good. You surrender to him because even with a book, that brings back so many memories to write all those thoughts down. And people don't want to deal with that. And so if God say write it down, if he tells you to write a book and you don't want to deal with the past and you don't want to write that down, so now you've moved into disobedience. Well, really and truthfully, like you said, it set me free.
It set me free, honest to God. It took me 7 years to trust him. I was writing my notes for 7 years, but and I mean, he just opened up every door. He said, "Okay, you're finally ready." Okay, so
Yeah.
he said, "So I want you to call TBN." I called them, and immediately everything just went down. So I mean, so I know, and he honors our faith too.
Yeah.
I found that.
Yes.
But my thing, I was a little disappointed. I was like, "Well, Lord, now I know that you told me this is going to help thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't say it. Not for you to see. Slow down, child. I got this.
Right, right.
So I might never see who it helps.
Yeah.
But I know he honors my obedience,
Yes.
and I know it set me free.
Yes.
But he told me I was
Yes,
making
yes,
in my
yes.
bed. I said, Lord, now all the things I've been through, I know you can do it. So why do I still got to suffer with this? He gave me my grace is sufficient. And he said, I want you to stop complaining about that.
Yeah.
I want you to stop complaining.
Yes.
I mean, plain as day. I want you to stop complaining about it. Just trust me.
Trust God.
And he said, start writing down how you feel about it. He said, because I want you to share. You just start writing down everything that comes to your mind. I wake up in the middle of the night and I just write notes. I had notes and notes and notes and notes.
Yes,
I just do
I'm
them
doing what
together.
you told me. Little notes to God. This is what you say, God. I'm going to write this down. Little notes, and then before you know it, it's in the book. Because I did see on page 33 that God told you stop running. And I love that. He said, stop running and trust me. Because you can't run from the things that God wants you to recognize and trust God. You can't do it at the same time.
And then also, Latanya, if you really want to be free, you got to face it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
True.
Even writing this book, I felt so vulnerable. When it finally came out, I was excited about it, like, oh, God, I'm sharing something.
Yeah.
But I trusted him with it.
Yes.
And then he started showing me how liberated I was, like, whoa, hallelujah.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. God got me, So, personally, but when you get high, and every little situation, you get high, you don't think you. First thing to God, when he first told me to start running, he said, you are good enough.
Yes.
You're fearfully and wonderfully made. I created you for a purpose.
Yeah.
So you're not a mistake.
Yeah.
You're here for a reason.
Right.
So I start walking into that. It took a while for me to really feel I started walking into that. Then he started saying, okay, so now let's start healing. It's like he had you hold a little toddler and say, come on, take the next step.
Yeah.
I really wish I had it like that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to grow up,
Yeah.
and drink.
But
We're supposed to grow up and eat some food and stop drinking the milk.
But he still guides us.
I know, but I loved it when I was like that
take
little
your little hand and just
I love that.
Yeah. And so that's good though, because I like that because you said that in order to be free, you got to face that thing head on.
Man, and Latanya,
difficult.
I had a lot to face. With getting high and trying to look for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, because
and with my children, hurting myself, because I didn't think I was good enough.
Yeah.
So as a parent, when you don't think you're good enough, you're passing it on to your kids.
Yeah. That. Oh my God.
You don't mean to, but how can you get what you don't got?
Yeah. Right. You can't. Right. That is so true. That's so true. So talk to me about the scripture though that he said, "I want you to trust me." And the only way you're going to be able to do this is that you're going to have to lean on me. And you talk about what got you to one of the scriptures. I know there was many, but the one of the scripture that stood out, and you said I had to lean on Psalms 28:7.
I trusted in God, and I am helped.
Yes.
Because as I learned to trust Him and surrender, He helped me through everything else.
Yeah.
So it's like playing. It sounds simple, but it's true.
Yeah.
Everything that I trust Him with, I'm already helped.
Yeah.
He's already there waiting on me. I got to get there to say, okay, God, here.
Yes.
And then I have another saying about this trust thing. He'll bring something to my attention. I say, okay, Lord, I have to deal with that. So then I say, when He puts it right here,
Yep.
it's like, okay, No running. Let's
right,
do
right.
this.
Yeah, let's deal with this. Let's
And
deal with
every
this.
time I do, I'm so thankful that I did. So that's what
Yes.
running was running from taking another drink. But when I wake up, the same problem is there. Sometimes it's worse than it was before. But it took me a long time to accept being alcoholic because I was so functional. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I was dysfunctional,
Right, right.
but
I
I was
understand
able
what
to
you're
keep a
saying. Keep going.
job
Yeah.
and, all that kind of stuff.
It didn't.
Feed my kids,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
right.
but I'm so
And
thankful.
so you're like, I'm doing the drugs. I'm doing the alcohol, but I'm still doing what I need to do. I'm still taking care of my household. I'm still going. So.
But taking care of your household as a like a train wreck, waiting to fall off the track. And when I fell down those stairs with the alcohol that day,
Yeah,
as
I
light
do
as I
remember.
am, I had blood all over, scratches
Yeah.
all over my face.
Yeah.
He said, "He's gonna kill you if you don't stop."
Yeah.
I haven't drank since.
Yes,
No
that was your wake up
AA.
call. That's
Already-
not many people will, if they fall, the head bleed, they will keep on going, get up the next day and keep on drinking.
But I'd already been crying out to him, asking him to help me.
But
I
some
had been
people
crying
do
out
too.
to him. Yeah.
Some people cry out,
That's that
ask God
faith.
for help,
Mm-hmm.
and they do good for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
but then they slip back in, because like
Yeah,
you
I've
just
lived
said,
it. I've seen it in my house.
it's a total. You have to get to that place where it's a total surrenderance, total trust in
Okay,
God.
I said, Lord, I don't care what I have to do. I can't live another day like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant it.
Mm-hmm. You meant that.
I
Yeah.
had a girlfriend ask me, she said, Jeannine, well, why is it that I'm doing the right, going to church and all that? And, I'm not kind of where you are. Everybody's journey is different, number one. But number two, God knows that cry.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
one that says,
Yeah. I surrender. I'm ready.
Pick me up.
Yes.
Yeah, pick me up.
I am ready. I'm ready to move forward with you, God. I'm ready to do what you're calling me to do, telling me to do. I want to be created, and I want to be a new creature. I want to be new. I want to be transformed.
Through the good, bad, and the ugly, here I am.
Yes. Yes.
And I fall short.
Yeah.
But
We all do.
It don't
We
take
all
me
do.
too long. I don't take as long to get back to it as I used to.
Yeah, right. But because like, I might fall, but trust and believe, I'm not staying here.
Jesus gave up too much for me to suffer.
Yes. And so when you read your book, what's your takeaway? When people read your book, what's your takeaway? What do you want them to take away?
I want them to take away that everybody has something that they have to struggle with in life. It's a journey. Whatever your thing is between you and God, but He can liberate you.
Yes.
And He can make you whole, and He can save you and change your life.
Yes.
And you can be an overcomer because I'm one.
Yes.
Walking around in the flesh.
Yeah.
And believe me, this book told you some things, but behind any story, there's always a lot underneath it.
Yeah.
So for me to sit here today with you is a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
I just want them to know that God can do it.
Yeah.
He can change your life.
He can
totally transform
change.
you.
Yeah. And you're free today, and you're talking about it.
I'm totally free.
You're free.
I only
and
wrote
you are
about it, and I
talking
shared
about.
something that was so personal to me.
Yeah.
And sharing it with the world liberated me.
Yeah, you're sharing it with the world.
That's
right.
God.
Yeah, it's God.
But God.
And we just have to let God lead the way. And we have to get to a place in our life, like you said, we gotta trust Him.
All you gotta do is keep on living. You get tired enough.
Right.
You get tired enough.
Maybe. Some people do, some people don't.
I know.
Hopefully.
Thank God. I made that number. I'm in that marching band on my way up,
So before I ask this last question, so you brought your book cover, and your book cover, Smellalicious is the name of your book, is a puzzle. And so I like to ask people, if you compare your life to a puzzle, what would that look like? What would that be for you? And some of the examples, some of the options that I'm going to list off, I just want you to choose one, and then I want you to kind of elaborate on one of the examples. So one of them is pieces scattered on a table, edges that keep expanding, and some pieces are missing on purpose, or your pieces are built with a team of people or family. So if you compare your life to a puzzle, how would it look? How would your puzzle, your life, how would it
What was
would
the
it fit?
second?
The second one is edges that keep expanding.
Edges that keep expanding.
Yeah. I could see that.
You had to just keep expanding because I feel like I'm a work in progress, and I know I'm on that potter's wheel. And even coming here today, even thinking that I was having a podcast, it made me feel vulnerable again.
Because you have to.
And I shed a couple of tears, and I talked to God, and I said, okay, well, got myself ready. So, but I'm constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Constantly
a good place. That's a good
seeking,
place.
searching, surrendering, and actively asking them to help me.
Yeah.
Now I got a couple of things in front of me right now, and I'm working through them with him.
Yeah.
I've learned, like, for example, finances. I like to shop.
Yeah, well. Yes.
I love to shop. So, but like my husband said, a little too much shopping. Okay, but it's such a bad habit. That was part of that therapy I used to give myself.
Okay.
So with God's help, I want to change that habit.
Yeah.
I'm not in trouble because of it.
Yeah.
But I can even do even better if I do,
Yeah.
but do it God's way.
Right. Exactly.
So that's it.
God is our border. He helps us to set boundaries. But you have your husband there too.
Yeah.
That's saying to you, okay, a little too much, and because that's your husband and you want to listen to his counsel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
He's definitely
good.
my covering.
Yeah.
He really
and
is.
some people don't really have that. They don't have, somebody to say, hey, that's a little too much. God will say it, but sometimes you might need a human being to tell you. And so you have that. And that's good that you listen to your husband. I mean, you've been married for 17 years, so I know you do.
Yeah.
But
actually, now I've been married, when I wrote the book, I've been married since 2005. So what is that? 20 years.
26. Wow, yeah.
20 years.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah. So that's good that he can say that to you. And the thing of it is, he said you already know it before your husband says it, right? And so he's just there to confirm, to say, okay. And so you're saying, okay.
And then part of, like, for example, finance is part of that thing with that being out of balance. When you don't think you're good enough, you find different ways to cope.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the one that God is saying, like, okay, let's bring that one on there now.
Right,
so it's never too late.
Yeah.
I'm 66, almost 67.
Yeah, you look
and
good.
I'm still, thank God, but I'm still,
You look
giving
good.
it to him. Thank you.
Yeah, you look beautiful. You look so
Thank
good.
you. And I'd like to say something quickly. I would give the credits to Joyce Myers because he used her to teach me a lot. But when it comes to finance, this lady and her husband had a shopping issue. So he told her to stop shopping. He said, so she came on with a red dress, and he said, well, babe, you told me that you were going to, think about it and look. Yeah. And she said, and tell Satan to get behind me. She said, well, I did, but he told me to look better from behind. So what it boiled down to, if we don't make up our mind, we're going to find a reason and an excuse
that's so
to
true.
work it out.
Yeah, your mind's got to be transformed.
Yes.
You have to, that's just with anything in life.
Anything.
You have to make up your mind.
Yes.
Your mind has to be made up.
Yes.
And so where can people get your book? Where can they pick up a book?
Well, I have some, and then I have it's in Amazon.
Okay.
No, it
so
hasn't moved much at all, which is fine. God's thing, but Amazon.
Okay, because I'll get the site, but it's on Amazon. They can publish it on Amazon, and you have some as well. Okay, and did you want to add anything else?
No, I want to thank God for the opportunity to. When I came to the altar, He said, "Okay, well, it's time for you to talk about your book." And I just came to the altar and asked you to pray about it. And you said, "Well, I'm doing this thing," and so it's just God. God is always doing something.
Yes.
So,
and the thing with God
amazing.
is that He. I told you to put it in the book, and I told you to write it down. I didn't tell you to put it on the shelf and leave it there. I want you to talk about your life. It's your life.
That's right.
And it's freedom in that. And I set you free.
He did.
So I need you to talk to people about how I set you free.
But he knew I was waiting on the right opportunity. I reached out to different people, and I came to the altar to have you pray about me in the book. And look where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about it, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You are doing what God told you to do, and it's just awesome. I know we did. That's how we met.
Yes, I came to the altar and told you, and he said, "Well, I got this thing. If you don't,
if you would,
after you prayed for me, of course."
Yes, and we've been talking ever since, and that was just like 4 or 5 months ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember. And that was kind of like when God had told me to do the podcast. You see, God is so magnificent.
He is.
You just have to love him. I just love him. I love him. I love him.
That's honest truth.
Yeah, I just thank you so much. I love your book. It really blessed me, and you don't know the different things that people are, dealing with or have struggled with. You know what I mean? And that's why I like to read people's testimonies. I love to just, get in there and read those books and just visualize it, because all I could just see, like, you were saying how you were an adolescent and you played basketball. I think, was it basketball?
But also I love roller skating.
Was it roller skate? And you
volleyball.
Oh,
was
volleyball.
My favorite. Yeah.
Because you went in the ladies' room and you heard people talking about you or something, and and you just kind of visualize that as a young person that you have to experience that. Yeah.
Come out and say, hey, but inside.
Yeah.
But God.
Yes. And
So
God,
if now I don't like, okay, well, Lord, okay, well,
Yes.
here I am,
Yeah. And so what would you say to a young person that's dealing, I know I asked you that question already, but like specifically for a young person that's dealing with, they're playing sports or whatever they're doing, and they are dealing with, that situation, older or whatever. And so what would and their self-esteem is low, and they're 4.0 student, good on the court, good on, with whatever sports that they do, but yet and still,
even without
I got all
sports,
these people.
you have to deal with it, even without the sports.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, with a person, a young person that, because when you're in sports, you're going to sweat
even more.
Yeah, profusely. And so, what would you say to a young person that's?
Well, I would say, talk to some maybe adult around you. The medical field has done a lot of improvement in working on that area, and deal with it and get them to start with a dermatologist.
Okay.
And then a counselor would be great insofar as talking about how you feel about it, because how you feel about it, I think, doesn't help it at all, because whereas you could be like this, inside you're just shrinking.
Yeah.
So, our emotions and all that play an important part on how we feel and what happens in our body,
Mm-hmm.
So a dermatologist and a counselor.
Okay. And like you were saying, be mindful of the chemicals. And and I think I read in your book that some of the things that you were eating.
Yes.
Was it the food? So you have to be careful with, what you eat.
Yeah. So like, for example, now I love asparagus.
Okay.
I mean, or fish, and I already know if I eat it, it's gonna, come out my pores and come out down here. I'm gonna smell it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stop eating asparagus. So what I do that, and I might use like a boric acid suppository, something.
Oh, okay.
Or take some kind of I take probiotics too.
Oh, okay.
So just different things you can do to build yourself up. Something else, the counselor is good because stress does not help at all.
Yeah, because that is a lot of stress.
Stress makes things.
Oh,
Adolescence is already a tough time.
Yeah.
So stress, when you're stressed out, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
But things that you really can practically do, a dermatologist is a good place to start. And then if it's really bad or your self-esteem, see a counselor. But they've come a long way now compared to how it was when I was younger.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. That's good information. Because you got, because a young person may not, going through this, they may not even know where to start or not even really think about, that food I ate, that fish I ate yesterday, or that vegetable, because yours may have been asparagus, but maybe theirs is broccoli. I don't know.
Broccoli, cauliflower, anything with a strong pungent smell.
Yeah. And it gives people just, something to think about. Okay, I won't do that. See, you helping people. I love it.
Thank God. And then also, I know right now there's a brand out, pretty expensive, but native deodorant, all natural, the sensitive.
Okay.
That's working well for me.
Oh, okay.
And, different things like that.
So natural.
It's a lot of things, more natural opposed to like secret with all the chemicals. Chemical stuff doesn't do well for me at all. Yeah, the less chemicals, the better.
Yeah. like, the lotions and stuff like that. Yeah, the smell goods and things like that. Yeah.
And then also, so adolescence is when your body changes a lot. That's when mine start kicking in.
Yes.
But I got a couple of grandkids that's like 5 and 6, and I'm already starting to see their. So whatever it is genetic.
Yeah.
But it hit and skip.
Yeah.
So I'm able to help them because I know.
Yeah, because you know. Yes. Well, do you have anything else to add?
No, but thank God for this opportunity, and thank God for you and your obedience to Christ.
Yeah,
to be obedient and do what He tells you to do, and help us to get our stuff out.
Yeah. So your book, like I said, Smellalicious.
Yes, Smellalicious.
I love the title. How'd you come up with that title?
I have a sister that was saying Tira, my sister-in-law. I was sharing the book with her because she's like a brainiac.
Okay.
And I was asking her to help me, navigate anything needs to change. And she said, well, I think I was calling it smelly thing. I was.
Okay.
And she said, no, let's give it a more a better name.
Yeah.
So she gave me 3 things to choose from, and I chose Smellalicious.
Yeah, because I love it. Yeah. And the book cover is pretty as well.
Yeah, I designed. Well, this is something that I told them what I wanted, and they showed me this, and I said, yeah, but I had them change a couple of things in it. But because that's that little kid that was really, really, really hurt, a lot going on in the household. Adolescence, very tough time. And I can see some hope when I'm not there, but when in my 40s.
You free. I am free. God has set me free.
I'm free in Christ.
Yeah.
And I recognize that.
Yes.
Because when the Son says free is free indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And blessings to you as well. Thank you. And you have a beautiful book, and just let God continue to guide you and direct you. And
thank you. I appreciate
do what you do.
And tell also people to be patient and trust God's time.
Yes.